Alright, here I am live again. I should learn my lesson not to fuck with this camera when it's on live. Y'all just gonna have to come get me. I'll wait. Now, there you are. There's Brad and Gavin. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I never learn. I never learn. See, I think there's 33 of you before on the watching. I'll let it get up to that, and then I'll start today's program. And I took notes. I took notes today, so there won't be a lot of me staring off into space, hopefully. But of course, when I have my notes, I created a gigantic fuck up right at the beginning of the show. I still don't like how this is positioned, but well, fuck it. You know, we'll just go. What do I have? Or did you? I don't know if any of you saw. I posted something on my Facebook page the other day. A band called the Ravers. They did a song called Punk Rock Christmas. And I heard that song. God damn, it must have been in 82 or 3. I mean, I kind of thought it was dumb, but I could never get it out of my head. I bought that 12-inch single by that group. I never heard anything else by them, so I don't know if they were a good band or not. But the fact that they played that song, and I guess it wasn't until I heard the Creamers do a Christmas single. Old band that used to be on that label, Sympathy for the Record Industry. They did a really good Christmas single. I think they did Father Christmas, and they did an original. Yeah, so it turns out in 2019, ANTiSEEN got around to doing a Christmas record. Do you remember it? Last year, we covered National Guardsman, Snoopy's Christmas. And we wrote an original Christmas 76. See, we even got the lyrics to it. Everyone's always like, I can't understand what you say. But well, you can't get this one. There were only 300 pressed, and they're gone. But I'm going to hip you to something right now. TKO has done a short run of 100 of these. Second pressing. You know what that means? That means TKO is going to have 50, and I'm going to have 50. Now, I'm not going to put it on the website because there's 50. I mean, you know, that usually will go pretty quick. If you didn't get the record last year, here's a chance to get it this year. But if you did get it, and you want the one that's going to be pressed on pure as driven snow white vinyl, that's what the second pressing will be. I don't have them in hand right now. Randy's supposed to mail them to me today, so he said he'd do it 3 days. This is Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Hopefully have them by Friday. And I'm going to offer them to the people here at Break On Through. You know the drill. $20 gets it shipped to you. Oh yeah, it's etched on the other side. I don't know if you can see the etching in this light, but you know, there you can get a little bit of it. Season's greetings from ANTiSEEN. With Santa Claus in a sleigh giving everybody the bird. Yeah, we're going to have to make it juvenile somehow. Let me tell you about all the guests we had on here, man. Mr. Tesco V, lead singer of the Meat Man. Now, you know, you tour with these guys, you know, you become friends and stuff, and you know, I know probably some people out there are just like, oh man, I've done so much stuff, man. I don't even know what I've done, man. Not me. I got to be on a Meat Man's record. Oh yeah. Last Meat Man album, I was on it. Now, I'm doing a record that features Tesco V. Always the fanboy. Always, always. I still like stuff. The legendary Jeff Gogh. We attended with him on Eat More Possum. It turned out to be a disaster, but it was no fault of Jeff Gogh's or ours. But he's singing on this with us, along with P.P. Duvet, lead singer of the Murder Junkies. He's held that position longer than anyone. He's been in the Murder Junkies longer than anyone as their singer. He's a fanboy too, you know. He still likes stuff. He likes stuff. He was, you know, well, he understands the protocol. You don't ask to be on stuff. Hey, I want to be on that. You don't do that. Me and Malcolm talked about it, and I was just like, you know, like let's get PP on there. Let me tell you what the kind of guy PP is. All right. See, I know his real name, but I forget it. I call him PP Duvet for as long as I've known him. You know. But when this came out, I'm sitting there packing record boxes, you know, and I'm looking at one that's in Danbury, Connecticut. And I said, well, goddamn, I guarantee you he knows Malcolm. Who is this guy? And I wrote the name down on something else, and I talked to Malcolm later. And I said, you know a guy named such and such in Danbury? He goes, yeah, that's PP. I said, well, man, PP just bought the damn record he's on. You know, that's how big a fanboy PP is. But man, hey, PP, if you're listening to me, or if someone hears this and talks to him, if you want one of them second pressings, you just drop old JC a note. Tell me you want one, and I'll send it your way. Now, the chances of you getting these at Christmas, by Christmas Day, could be slim to none. Man, I ordered everything that I was doing for Christmas for my wife and my kids, my granddaughter, my son-in-law, my new son-in-law that's going to be in the family soon, and you know, and I ordered way in advance to where this should be here by now. But I'm looking at all tracking numbers and everything is just stuck, man. The post offices are jammed with broken heroes on a last chance power drive. They are packed so tight. Man, I used to work at RPS, and I worked there when UPS went on strike. So we got UPS's load on top of what we did. And that was a cardboard nightmare. So I imagine that's kind of what they're going through now. You know, with all the shutdowns and everybody cancel Christmas. Everybody don't go outside. Everybody stay inside. Wear a mask when you're inside. Fuck you. Man, you know what? I ain't even getting into it. It'll just make me angry. And I'm happy. I'm happy today. But yeah, new second pressing of the Christmas record. Man, let's see some more stuff to tell you about this. It's got the Dina Sods on it. Dina Sods is the radio announcer at the end of the program. And all the ANTiSEEN alumni, man. We got all these guys to come sing on this. Tom O'Keefe, my brother Greg Clayton, John Bowman, Steve Sadler from Southern Hostility, Phil Keller. You know, Phil and John were the one half of the New Blood lineup, and the Dina Sods. And as the Baron, my close personal friend Jeff Williams, going by his punk rock name, Biggie Stardust. Great, fantastic artwork by Jamie Vida. Look at that stuff, man. You can't get no better than that. And I was honored to be on the other side doing my artwork with his. So, yeah. We're very happy with the way it came out. I didn't even listen to it last Christmas. I'm going to listen to it this Christmas, though, goddamn. I might wait till everybody's here, make everybody listen to it. I don't do that kind of shit. You know, kind of on what I was talking about last week, you know, meeting your heroes. I'm going to tell you about two that Tom O'Keefe and I were together when we met both these fellows. Scott Gorham of Thin Lizzy. One of my favorite bands in the entire world. We were, this was mid-90s. Yeah, mid-90s. And we saw a group called 21 Guns opening up for Neil Sean of Journey. Bad English. Eric, do I still drink beer? Nope, I don't drink anymore. Yes, Brad, 21 Guns, led by Scott Gorham of Thin Lizzy. Now I know why I wanted to even talk about Scott Gorham. I wrote Scott Gorham down on my notes, but now I know why I want to talk about it. And I'm going to go forward a little bit, and then I'm going to back up, okay? So we go, you know, there's a decent crowd there. I don't think they pushed the fact that this dude was from Thin Lizzy enough. I don't know. Maybe it don't mean that much in North Carolina. But, man, me and Tom cornered him backstage where there was like another club, a smaller club. And, man, we put up a table and some chairs. And, man, I swear, he sat there and talked to me and Tom for like almost an hour. He was just like he was one of your friends, you know. It wasn't like he was like, you know, hey man, shower me with praise, and it wasn't like that. And man, I'm gonna tell you something. You know how I told you when people bring stuff for us to sign, I don't care what it is, 2 things or 200 things, they're gonna get them signed. That's the way we operate. Apparently, that's the way Scott Gorham operates. Because I'm going to tell you what, I brought a stack of shit. Thin Lizzy, well, first the Thin Lizzy catalog, then the damn reissues of stuff. All the live records, all those public domain records that come out, singles, 12-inch singles. I brought it all. And he signed every damn one of them. And he didn't just go Scott Gorham, boop, Scott Gorham, boop. It was to Jeff, rock on, Scott Gorham. To Jeff. Had a great time, you know, hanging out with you guys. Scott Gorham. To Jeff. Rock and roll. But it was something. I never forget that. See, that stuff, when someone does that, that sticks with you. Just like if I had come up with these records, hey man, you mind signing these for me? I ain't got time to sign this stuff, man. You know, and just walk by me. I remember that too. But I remembered how good he was. How good he was to me and how it made me feel. And that's why I try to return that. And you know, man, I understand people are people. People are people, and they all got their grooves and their moods. No, sometime I'm in a shitty mood. I try not to take it out on anyone, especially our fans. But after we play, I'm usually in a really good mood. But it's stuff like that that put that kind of that work ethic into me, and that's why I like to mention when someone's done their fans good like that. I can't stand to see bands shit on their fans or rip their fans off, or and I've seen a lot of that. Maybe one day I'll get into a list of those and start naming some damn names too, boy. But so I brought all these records, and I had one by a group called the Greedies. They're actually called the Greedy Bastards, but this record just says the Greedies. You know who the Greedies were? It was Phil Lynott, Scott Gorham, and Brian Robertson of Thin Lizzy, along with Paul Cook and Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols. Now, as far as I know, man, I've been collecting records, and I've been in record stores for a long time. I've never seen anything else by the Greedies. If Dave's on here, if Dave Preno's on here, maybe he could, he's a good record guy. And maybe he can tell me, did the Greedies ever do anything else? But anyway, well, see, I didn't have the records in the covers. I took all the records out, left them at home, and when Scott got to that, he was looking at it, and he's like, wow. He goes, man, I don't have one of these. And see, I felt bad because I wanted to say, oh, well, man, you go ahead and look at it. Man, it's a rare record. I wasn't going to, just get, plus the record wasn't even in there, And, but, he understood. What the fuck. But see, the way I see it, they did it was a Christmas record. A Merry Jingle. And so I always thought, well, goddamn, man, if the Sex Pistols can team with Thin Lizzy and make a Christmas record, ANTiSEEN can make a Christmas record. And on his Christmas record, Barry does all the samples and putting it all together. He's a real producer on this stuff. He's getting really, really good at that. He's always been good, but he's getting even better. And we've been working on some new shit. And man, I'm finally gonna have a Mothman song on our next album. Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you the name of it. The Mothman Will Bring Us Great Disasters. That's a song title if I ever heard one. But all the lyrics come from my good pal Jeff Williams. He wrote it for his band. Decided not to use it somewhere along the way, and what he's doing now, I guess it didn't fit with. And you know what he's doing now? Stop talking. That band stopped talking. But so he gave me the lyrics, and the lyrics were really good. But I did a little rearranging, putting my thing into it to make it fantastically great. But I'm very, very happy to do a song that Jeff wrote. And me and Barry, Russ and Barry have been working on the music, and me and Barry have been working on the, he does all the samples and all that stuff. We go back and forth, let's do that, don't do that, let's do this. It's going to come out real good, I think. But, let me look at my notes here. Boom. All right. I'm going to remind you one more time about the second pressing of the Christmas 12-inch. Making it available first off. I'll only have 50 copies. 50 copies. Only 100 pressed. Pure Driven Snow white vinyl. ANTiSEEN JC on PayPal at Yahoo. ANTiSEEN JC at Yahoo. See, I'm going to leave off Yahoo.com. Well, Stefan, they were originally called the Greedy Bastards, but then they called themselves the Greedies, Greedies. I guess they didn't want to be called Greedy Bastards for a Christmas record. I don't know. But yeah, Christmas single, white vinyl, only 100 pressed. You can start ordering now if you want. ANTiSEEN JC at Yahoo.com. PayPal, $20. Gets it mailed to you if you're in the wonderful United States of America. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I've not been dragging the shows on too long because I don't want it to be like some big ordeal, you know. And I'm 25 minutes into this one, and I'm kind of about to wrap it up. But I got two stories I want to tell you. The other night I was watching Prime. I watched that new Bee Gees documentary on HBO. It's not on Prime yet, but I watched it on HBO. And I'll tell you guys what. That is a good documentary. I see Mark Deal just tuned in. Mark, I'm talking about the Bee Gees documentary on HBO. Man, it's fantastic. Seeing that, you know, they went through some ups, downs, you know, and they did it in a really good way. And later that night, I wanted to watch something else, you know, like that I hadn't seen. And a group I don't know that much about. So I watched one on the Beach Boys on Prime. And, man, it was really good. It was all footage of them talking. And what they, you know, anything they had to reenact, they just did some narration. They didn't reenact anything. And it kind of went all the way up. Jim Earnhardt, it's lowercase, all of them. All the letters are lowercase. But that's how it is. ANTiSEEN JC at Yahoo.com. But it went up to where Dennis died. Is where it ended, I guess. And I got to thinking, and you know, I was never a big Beach Boys fan, but I liked enough of their songs, you know, where I could say, yeah, I like them, you know. And I always had a great respect for Brian Wilson. Well, the story I want to tell you has to do with my brother and Brian Wilson. My brother was up in the northern states somewhere visiting someone, and they had told him about this restaurant that was, you know, supposed to be real kick-ass. And they went to it, and I guess they really liked it, and they were going to go to it again during lunchtime. And apparently they have a huge takeout crowd with people still, you know, just standing around waiting for their orders and take it to go. Well, that's what Greg and whoever he was visiting, that's what they decided to do. And so he's over there in the line, and, you know, he's standing with a group of people, not 6 feet apart. That was before China gave us that virus. But he looks over, and he sees somebody, and he said he don't look like Brian Wilson. He's like, it is Brian Wilson. And I don't know, I can't remember what he said. Maybe he was wearing a hat or something, but he was just trying to. It's like Greg looks over, and he's looking at him like, wow. Well, then apparently Brian and him locked eyes. And he said Brian was kind of looking at him like, I am who you think I am. Please don't make a big deal of it in here. Yeah. Greg could kind of tell that's the kind of thing he's putting out, and so he stopped kind of staring at him and stuff, and then apparently Greg got up to the counter and got their to-go order, and they're getting ready to leave. So Greg looks back over at him, because like he really wants to talk to him and all, but Greg just kind of looks at him again, catches his eyes, and like the guy gives him, Brian gives him and Greg just goes like, But I thought that was a great story, man. I mean, it was cool of Greg to not out him in that big crowd of people. Because, man, I've seen Greg get drunk and pick John Doe up and sling him around, from X. Yeah. Hell, he gets drunk, gets in fights with the Super Suckers merchandise guy and all kinds of, My brother, when he's drinking, he's wide open. But he wasn't drinking that day, I guess. But this is the one I'm going to leave you with. And man, yeah, Brad, more than likely the brewery or local 506 or something. Because I think John Doe did a lot of shows up there around where you are by himself, without X or Mojo Nixon or anything. But man, you guys are gonna love this. This is one of my favorite Greg Clayton stories ever. And when he first told me, man, I was laughing so hard I could hardly breathe. But you know what deadheads are? People that follow the Grateful Dead around. Well, back in the late 80s and early 90s, Greg was a Ramones head. And he followed the Ramones everywhere. Man, he's seen the Ramones way more times than I have, And I'm supposed to be Mr. Punk Rock. Well, man, I guarantee you he's seen them 20 times. Maybe more. But, anyway, he goes to see them up in New York. And there was a couple, a guy and girl that he rode up there with. And the next morning after the show, they wanted to do something in New York before they had to head home. So they went to one of the more well-known art museums there. And keep in mind, they just opened the place. It's early. And so they're going in, they're seeing some famous shit. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I've been to an art gallery with my brother. We went and saw Rembrandt. Real Rembrandts at a museum in Raleigh. Because the night before, we went and seen St. Vitus. And so the next day, we see Rembrandt. See, works of art day and night. But when my brother looks at those masters' work, man, he does this thing. He's not being a smart ass. Odd for him, but like here's the art. He will get like this close, and he just stares at the different parts. He likes to look at the brush strokes and everything, and he, especially of this real famous, well-known art. And so, like I said, he's not doing it. Like, the guards had kept telling him, hey, scoot back. They kept having to do that. But, man, that couple had gone up ahead, and Greg took a turn, man. And when he turns, he finds himself face to face with Starry Night. The Van Gogh. The real one. Not a print. Not a reasonable facsimile of, But it is the real Starry Night. Can you dig it? So, I guess that habit of doing that developed, back then, I guess. So Greg gets up to it. He's getting close, right? He's as close as he can get without not being able to see it all. Yes, Dina Sod is the Starry Night, not a Starry Night, the Starry Night. Now he finds himself, his nose is centimeters away from this original piece of canvas that Van Gogh painted on, looking out of his hospital room or something. Whatever them weirdo art dudes do. So what's he going to do now? Why am I even telling you this story? What happens? You got this weird brother that likes to look at paintings as close as he can get to them? What do you think he does? I wasn't ready. When he told me this story, I wasn't ready for what I heard next. Y'all ain't going to be ready either. He licked it. My brother licked Starry Night! He licked it. He licked it. So when you see Starry Night on TV, on PBS, and some monotone assholes sitting there talking about it, you go get, man, the dude that played drums on Eat More Possum licked that picture. He licked it. And man, he says as soon as he got that close like that, he's like, fucking bells started going. Like he touched the fucking picture. And so he turns around and he hightails it, man. And he finds that couple he's with. He's running. He's like, we gotta go. And and they're just like, why? He's just like, just come on. They go, they run, they get to their car. What did you do? I licked Starry Night. Man, it'd be funnier if I could see what you guys are doing, man. But man, every time I see it on TV, I'll say to my wife, yeah, my brother licked Starry Night. Sounds like you're talking about a stripper or a porn star or something, but nah, it's one of the most recognizable paintings in world history. It's got to be in the top 10, I know, right? Even people that don't know anything about art know what that is. But hey, that's what I got for you. Man, I'm going to be thinking about all kind of stuff to tell y'all. Next week will be I think. Let me look here at the calendar. Let me look at this. Hold on. Take this up. Oh, I can't see it. But my FLOTUS calendar tells me that next Tuesday is the 22nd. That'll be my one before Christmas. So I'm going to be all holly and jolly for y'all. I'm trying to think of some really good shit to talk about next week. But if y'all got ideas, man, float them to me. Just because your idea don't make it this week or next week, don't mean it ain't going to make it at all. That ain't what it means. Hmm. So if you ever find yourself at Starry Night and you decide to lick it, you better hope you have good luck. You better hope you don't get stuck, because it's what you're going to have to do to be able to break on through. Get you one of them Christmas records, y'all. Only 100 pressed. Good night.